Hello, Wasteland Wanderers and Vault Dwellers. Are you tired of scavenging the ruins for just a scrap of something shinier? Well, shine no longer in the dark, because Vault-Tec is here to brighten your day with innovations that glow brighter than a Nuka-Cola Quantum. With Vault-Tec's latest state-of-the-art technology, you can leave behind the worries of the wasteland. Yes, that's right. Whether it's a super-duper mart run gone wrong or a death claw at your door, Vault-Tec has got your back with products tested in the toughest environments imaginable, and some unimaginable. But wait, there's more. If you sign up for our exclusive Vault-Tec Club today using the code NOADONATION, you'll receive a special survival package with an added bonus mystery item. Could it be a mini nuke? A rear bobblehead? Only one way to find out. Vault-Tec, because in the world of tomorrow, you don't just survive, you thrive. Tune in, gear up, and remember your future is what you make it. So make it a Vault-Tec future. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel for more Vault-tastic updates, and ring that bell like it's morning alarm in Vault 76. Stay safe, stay prepared, and stay tuned for more incredible Vault-Tec innovation.
So we've started a whole new season of Fallout, Season 2 specifically. On the heels of the first season, this show's pretty incredible and so far continues to stack up. Now, I didn't have the opportunity to give a full review of the first 2 episodes, but I'm now here going to do a full review of the first 3. I'm not going to do a blow-by-blow recap, so hopefully you're watching the show, and if you're not, what are you thinking? Like, really? But the show's excellent. This show deserves all the things. They shot in California this entire second season. They got a special deal with the state of California to give them some money back, and then they came and brought the whole show here. So everything's shot on location in California, which is really great. And you can tell, and it feels very real, lived in, practical, if you will. And everything sort of continues to escalate. They're still doing the back and forths in terms of the flashbacks to the past, 2077 with Cooper Howard, played by Walton Goggins, all the way back to the times at 2277 or something or other, which is 200 years later. And the Ghoul, formerly Cooper Howard, and Lucy are still searching around. So they're trying to find her dad, Hank. The first episode begins with a really strong moment where you flash back to Robert House, who, I love the actor who plays Robert House. He does a wonderful job. And he puts this mind control thing on this guy in an attempt to he's testing some things and blows up the guy's head and whatnot. He gets him to do some stuff. And this technology is going to continue there's a through line for these first 3 episodes centered around this technology specifically. They're threading the needle, same way they did last season. And I'm willing to go with them because they earned all my goodwill in the previous season. If you're not watching the show, you absolutely need to be, because the show is a banger of a show. So the back and forth I find very interesting because they continue to sort of parallel events, and what you're finding is a lot of the same qualities that Coop had in the past. He has actually, though his thinking has evolved and he treats things differently, at his core, he's still making some basic decisions with that same level of programming, if you will, and as in like how he was raised and whatnot. Meanwhile, in the present, if you will, the Ghoul and Lucy track down Hank to an abandoned Vault 24, where they actually find out that Hank went there, searched, got some information. And while he was there, you see a raider of some sort with one of those things on his head who just starts kind of repeating information and whatnot. And then eventually his head explodes. And they start to realize that Hank did that. Hank put that there. And so there's this really interesting moment where Norm, back at Vault 31, he's starving himself out, and the Roomba brain, all right, with the little needle is like, you really should just let me kill you, blah, this and that, it's gonna be great, it might be much more peaceful. And he eats all the ration stuff trying to survive. Ultimately he realizes, wait a minute, I'm bigger than him, I can do, and he does. He ends up taking over the thing, and what does he do? He releases the executives who are all there, the crowd, and that's a whole other thing going on. But it's interesting to say the least. We get this brief picture back at Vault 33 with Steph, who's in charge, and she's the controller, whatever, or overseer, and she sort of foisted her kid onto the young man who's there. And you find out that she can't get access to the system. Something's going on, and she's trying to figure that whole thing out, and she's having issues. And I believe those issues are going to ultimately lead to either her demise or something having to do with it. We don't really revisit the vault itself in terms of that piece of the story again yet, but I think they've threaded that needle for a very specific reason. Meanwhile, Hank makes it to Vegas, and what does Hank do? He finds an old Vault-Tec corporation place, gets fully dressed up in a suit and leaves a voice message for someone in the past. We don't know who, saying, hey, I'm going to do my job, this and that, and maybe you guys want my help.
24 made progress on the brain-computer interface. This one, miniaturization. What it all needs is integrating. But I'm confident that if I just roll up my sleeves, I can bring it all home for you.
He's still working. The guy's insane, and he's still working. And actually, as you continue on through his thread line, you find out he tries to do more experiments. There's the little control thing again. Ends up literally escalating to using Vault-Tec clients to try to who do some dirty, shady things to try to rescue and not rescue, but try to continue the work, if it will. And clearly, this little chip is supposed to make it so people can be controlled, thought through, whatever. Because the goal, remember, for Reclamation Day, for all of them, is when the people on the surface are no longer a threat or think like we do, then we can come back out and everyone can have society. Okay. This brings us to the second episode. In episode 2, we get the origin of Maximus. Now, we kind of knew already that we've seen the origin of Maximus, but we get it actually real in that you start off in the new California Republic, NCR. And that also plays another bit in the next episode. You get to see this world they had started to build. And it looks amazing, and it looks like they're rebuilding, and they're trying hard, and this and that. And a guy rolls in with one of those things in the back of his neck. And he brings, and Maximus's dad sees that there's something wrong, jumps to the back of the pickup, pulls the thing back, and it is a giant bomb. Oh yeah, it's a hydrogen bomb. And he proceeds to try to see if he can fix something. He can't. It locks, and the countdown starts for 3 minutes, and he runs home. And that's when you see him put Maximus in the fridge and the whole bit, then tries to say, you're going to survive the whole and whatnot. And you see what happened firsthand. And you find out it was at Hank's because they cut briefly to Hank and you see on his giant vault thing, it says, detonation, whatever. And he goes and reads a story to young Lucy. Yeah, literally you find out Hank is the reason Maximus's family died and the New Republic went up in flames. Jumping back to Lucy and the Ghoul, they hear someone. And so Lucy goes and she helps, and you find out there's these people who have been a victim or attack of a radiation Radscorpion. The Radscorpions look pretty darn cool. If you've ever played the games, you know they have rad roaches and some other things. The Radscorpions are pretty dope also. And it's one of our first glimpses at some actual lore-based, game-based monster creature things. I'm excited for some other ones that we've seen in the trailers are coming, and so that'll be interesting. She has an opportunity to help this human person, or the Ghoul who gets attacked. Coop gets attacked by the scorpion, and Lucy's like, she has one stim pack left.
I only have one. Please.
Give it to me.
Please.
Give it to me.
And she's like, I can use it for her. She's human. She'll die without it. You'll make it. And once I drop her off, I'll come back and get you. He knows better. Coop knows better. That's that scenario when it comes to yeah. So Lucy and the gal she rescued go and they head out. And what does that gal do? Takes her right back to her people and turns her over to what they're calling the Kaiser. It's this group of people that are very Romanesque in terms of how they mean Caesar, but they're not calling him that. They call him the Kaiser because they don't know how to pronounce things. It's so funny because later on, Lucy, when she actually is brought in, she's like, I think you mean Caesar because Kaiser's more German. And because remember, she was a teacher and in a normal, quote unquote, she's a Vaultie. So she lives in a normal world where they're learning real history and these guys are idiots. And she's like, oh yeah, you guys are Romans. This is not good. They end up crucifying her, not with nails, but they just hang her up and they're like, yeah, whatever, something will happen. Meanwhile, what's his face? The Ghoul he goes to this place. He finds one of this little robot named Victor, who he interacts with on some level. Victor lets him know that the NCR, the New California Republic people are far. He goes to them. There's like a handful of them, maybe 2, possibly 3. And they're waiting for reinforcements from Shady Sands. Yeah. It's the place that's never coming back. And so they offer Cooper some of the little stuff he needs, the Ghoul spray, whatever, the little inhaler stuff. He takes it and he tells them very honestly, because she's like, can you help us get reattached? He's like, look, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming at all. And I'm sorry. And what he does is he goes and he turns them in to the Romans.
Or you could exterminate the last holdout of the New California Republic. I can tell you where they're hiding.
That's what they want. All he wants in exchange is Lucy. And when they're walking by, you get this backstory of a lighter that when he was Cooper back in 2077, he was there. One of his friends was getting an award, and he shares his whole story about ultimately who he is as a person. it comes back. This is what I was telling you about before. When you come back to the present, he's looking at the lighter and she goes, "What did you do?" And Lucy asks him, he goes, "I don't know, probably something good, but it definitely was something stupid." And he exploded their dynamite thing, which caused a smoke cloud. The Romans are split into two factions fighting each other since their original leader died, and two other guys want to be leaders, so the other group starts attacking them. He's hoping to leave them in disarray. So what he does, he turns in the new California Republic, but then because he destroyed them, nothing happened. So he kind of just, he gambled. Wrap this up. We follow Maximus. Maximus is trying his hardest to understand what's happening because the Brotherhood has met together. And as the Brotherhood meets, they decide they're going to challenge the Commonwealth, or they're going to challenge and see because they have this relic, and the relic can create more of some of the energy they need, whatever else. All of a sudden, one of their guys, one of the Commonwealth guys, a Paladin, shows up.
Sorry to interrupt. I understand we're discussing a civil war.
And the Paladin is not, he's like, "Look, man, this ain't gonna go down the way y'all think it's gonna go down." So he takes Maximus out for an exercise training tour in the hopes of ingratiating himself with him. And he's like, "Listen, we're soldiers, we run this. We're the ones who should be running this. I know you guys got an awful lot of clerics. We're not many clerics, and they definitely don't run nothing at all where I'm from." They stop at a machine and they find, I don't know if you remember Thaddeus from last season, the guy who became a ghoul at the end, arrow through the neck, remember? He's running a soda pop plant with both kids and ghoul kids. So this guy from the New Republic is going to essentially eradicate the ghoul children, leaving the human children alone. Maximus doesn't want him to do it, and Maximus clocks him over the head with this rocket-powered hammer. Essentially starting a war. And that's where we're going to end up going next week to see what happens. Yeah, those are the events of these 3 episodes. Why did I lay it out like that? It's hard to review something that's good because I want to just come in and go, this is good. There are no plot leaks. There are no loopholes. The story's making sense. They're engaged very much in the story that they're telling, and I'm here for it. This show is excellent. Because of this show, I went and got a PlayStation, and I got into the games. The story is really good. It's compelling. There's a lot of nuance to it, especially as they're interweaving the past with the present. Both sides of this, which to me make for a very exciting story overall. So what is my know-it-all index for this? These first 3 episodes right now, these things are solid, man. They're running at a solid 9. All 3, straight through. It's hard because I'm holding them up against last season, and last season was excellent also. So we'll see where that all leads, and hopefully next episode next week will be just as good, and I'll keep you guys posted about all that. I'll talk more probably next week about this on the live stream, either on these drops on Wednesday or the live stream on Friday. So we'll see what you guys think. I would love to hear more of your thoughts about it. But yeah, I can't wait to see more of what this is going on. I'm going to go ahead and put a link right in the screen here to the playlist from last season. So if you want to get caught up on my reviews of last season, if you haven't watched them yet, you absolutely need to check those out. And then roll right into this season because it's going to be good. All right, guys. I cannot wait to talk more about this show. I love it. And hopefully next week I'll have something more to talk about. Until next time, never forget, everyone loves a know-it-all. Bye, guys.